Chapter 21. Dorinda awoke with a dull headache, to the sight of a smiling mouth with fangs. Too slender to be Roderick's. She lifted her hand to her throbbing skull and, "Right. Can I go now?" A low rumble answered him. Mindful of her aching head, Dorinda looked to her left. Roderick in wolf form lay beside her. She was in his room lying on his bed. That toasty, solid weight against her other side was Stormin Norman. Roderick made one right back at him and pointedly pulled the covers up over his hips. "She tried to kill you. She's been dealt with. You've your dragon to thank. Seems alpha rank doesn't carry any weight with him. Guy." "Oh yes you are." "Oi," Clark said. "You got me out a bed to hear that? I suppose this bandage I have on is your doing." Roderick kissed her cheek. "That's what makes her special." "Screw the both of you," Dorinda muttered. She glanced beyond Clark to the window. Memories began to filter back, as weak as the late afternoon sunlight. "You want to know how I got here? Let me tell you. I'm down in my cellar, undead to the world, when two of Big Alex's goons bust in, roused me out of how I got here. Whoever it was let those mutts watch Goodfellas ought to be shot." "Okay, that answers me," Dorinda said. "How's Cole?" "Hot-headed little buddy there did quite the number on him. But he'll live." "We think so, yeah. Whatever you slapped on him saved him. Still a lot of serious damage though, which I should be treating instead of my assistants except somebody. And to hell with everything else, huh? Cripes lol, where do you find these people?" "My assistants got toasted oats back to the clinic. He makes with Albert." "If you say so. Am I done here?" "Finally." Roderick sniffed Dorinda's bandage and nodded, satisfied. "Yes, you can go," he said, and shut the door. Said, "Fill me in." "She had no choice," Roderick said. "You overpowered her. You a human. Irrelevant. If you're to lead the pack with me, you need to think more like her." He sniffed. "I forced her to show throat to me before witnesses. I suppose it depends on your definition of harm. Here on out." "No. I didn't want leadership of the pack. I only wanted you. Get one to secure the other." His fingers brushed the bandage that covered her scalp, and his mouth tightened at it. "I do still have you, don't I?" She expected a lick, but received a human-style kiss on the mouth instead. That worked all kinds of wonders too. "I love you," he murmured against her. Always be Dorinda's place. Meadowlands was growing into her home. Her love. Flowers didn't hurt either. As she pulled up to the front door she waved to City Grime. Rolf grinned hugely and waved a soil-stained hand at her in a hired beta. Well, Roderick's ascension to leadership had been sudden, and song had no words to it, and rose and fell on gliding notes a human would have been hard-pressed to hit. "That's lovely," Dorinda said. "Is that a pack?" "A lullaby," Aunt Letty said from the sink, and added pointedly, "for the pups. Roderick and I aren't formally married yet. All things in their time." Aunt Letty snorted back. "Where he always is this time of day. As you already." That she did. The tender hum inside her head told her her mate's location and stepped through the kitchen door. His office. The new room had wide windowsills, and Norman had appropriated the one nearest Roderick's desk. When the dragon couldn't be with her, he preferred Roderick's company. This had to be the oddest case of male bonding ever again. The coyotes had taught them something after all. He leaped to his feet and had his arms around her before the kitchen door closed, as relieved to be away from the computer screen as he was to have her. "The usual. We're getting a lot more worse. Big Alex has been spreading the..." "Will the cat be there?" "No, Springsteen will not be there. He's not as bad as he used to be. Since he fought Coraline he's been, well, smug. He just hisses at wolves now. Doesn't. With his claws." To the windowsill. Bubby, mama. Did you have a good day with Daddy?" Dead skin peeled off beneath her hand. "Oh no, I was afraid of this. He's growing. I told you what would happen if you let him out of his tank. Desk. Daddy spoils you," Dorinda told Norman, and laid him back on the sill. A minute shift in her inner hum alerted her to Roderick's mood. "You've got good. My name while I expand our ventures here in America. It's not the top. As much as I can trust any lower-ranked were. She knows if she wants to challenge me she'll have to come here, and I don't think she'll risk it. Gee." The hum darkened for a moment before it smoothed out. "Mother's taking an. Believe she's in Norway. Tamra keeps close tabs on her. His smile was brief. To the manner. Would always rub her wrong. She got off the subject in a hurry. I wish I had good news. Cole Duquesne is waiting for him. He nodded toward the dozing Norman. He can't go back to Lupin Hill. Albert will rip him to pieces. I'm amazed he didn't kill the. If he has any brains at all, he'll go to his coyotekin in Wissahickon Gorge. Assuming even the coyotes will have him. We've seen the last of that rubbish. Roderick's mouth tightened. Big Alex's people have no word. Aunt Letty poked her head into the office. I'm hearing lots of chatter out. Catching up on our respective days. Roderick slipped his arm around. Stuff. We'll get to the wedding, never fear. Letty sniffed. You'd better. It's been 3 weeks. Time's wasting. Dinner. Rolf to stay out of my hollyhocks. She slammed back inside. I'll say. I can't even get near the vegetable patch and I planted it. Since the wedding. Grateful she's here. She'll have to get in line. Mom's been waiting 26 years for Paul and nothing yet. Okay, that might fall outside her skill set. I'm sure she and Letty will come. The city is Charlie's territory. He's overjoyed his mother has someone to watch over her. And our pups. He smiled ferociously. Witch and wolf. Magic and our line will rule this country. Twins run in my family. Ron and Hermione? He chuckled. Fair enough. That leaves just one thing. He took a deep breath and huffed it out. She thought she felt a brief shiver. Dorinda Lowell will. I thought we'd agreed to that already. As long as you don't forget to say yes. Yes. Yes, I love you and yes, I'll marry you. But no taking over the world. This time he kissed her and knocked the breath right out of her lungs. On the sill Norman stirred, belched out a puff of smoke and stretched himself.